Alright, I'm just gonna play some local matches first so I don't look like a complete fool getting into, I'm gonna play some, like, local matches first so I can get used to the new characters before I go playing either the story mode or the, online matches. I don't want to look like a complete fool. I want to try and get a feel for them before I head out into playing more difficult modes. I was excited for Fujin because I know a little bit about him from previous games, and I was thinking it was really cool.
What other wisdom can you offer, Fujin?
Never fight a demigod.
Round 1, fight.
Oh shit.
Round 2, fight. Fatality. Fujin wins. RoboCop. The Terminator. Shit.
subject to human law.
Round 1. Fight.
Jesus. I'm used to playing more agility-based characters rather than like big, like bruiser types. That's why I was liking Fujin or I remember before I played a lot of Noob Saibot.
They will fix you.
Final round. Fight.
Ooh.
The tournament wins. RoboCop. The Terminator. Tarkata's War Camp.
You are a machine. I identify as human. Then you choose termination.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright. Just hope I have enough health to get through this.
Resistance is futile.
Round 2. Fight.
Stay down, creep.
Final round. Fight.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
RoboCop. Sonya. Tank Garage Bunker.
Stand down.
Ooh, I kind of like that new RoboCop outfit, the second RoboCop outfit.
Planning on taking me down?
Pushing you to be all you can be.
Thank you for the assistance.
Round 1. Fight.
Stop, or I'll shoot.
Round 2. Fight.
Do I do the stage fatality, the friendship, or the unique, or like the character, the real fatality? Like the one fatality it comes with. I haven't got unlocked this next one yet. I want to see the friendship. I haven't seen anything yet.
Finish. RoboCop wins.
Fucking servdom. I want to see, because I was like playing Fujin. I want to see what his other editions are like, see what he's like versus RoboCop.
Kobold's Colosseum.
I do not know whom I can trust here.
You may start with me, Alex Murphy.
How do you know my name?
Round one, fight.
Ooh, I like Fujin. I like Fujin. I didn't play a lot of him. Like, just played one match of him earlier, but I like him.
Round two, fight.
I want to see because it doesn't look like he does normal color blood. You know how I actually hit him with another attack, but you know how like the non-human characters like what's her name, Devora and Spawn have weird color blood, like blue and green. Does RoboCop have like, because you can see in some ways his hands and stuff have like blood on them, like red blood, but does he like bleed oil? Because I saw other spots he has like black looking oil stuff on him. So I'm gonna try and see if that's actually what it's like.
You are unprepared for this realm's dangers.
Then you must help me, Fujin.
Let your training commence.
Round one, fight.
Oh, okay, cool. So there's the... Alright.
Round two, fight.
Well, no, I've already seen Windblade. I want to do his friendship because I haven't tried that one yet. So it's back, down, back. down triangle.
Friends. Fujin wins.
I'm gonna try playing Shiva. I haven't played her yet. Actually, no, I'll go medium.
Your Osh-Tech lover butchered my king.
Kotal's heart has changed.
It will break when you die.
Round 1. Fight.
What do we say? Just from the little bit I've been playing so far, her playstyle kind of reminds me of Garrus.
You will suffer.
Round 2. Fight. Fatality. Shiva wins. Scarlet. Tarkata Warcat.
Kill hundreds.
I need blood to feed my magic.
Your crimes end today.
Round 1. Fight.
Weird to say, a lot of these characters remind me of characters that are currently in game. Like, RoboCop reminds me a lot of Terminator, although he's a bit faster than Terminator. I'll say Shiva kind of reminds. A lot of them seem like characters that already exist, but slightly different. Like Shiva reminds me a lot of Gyros, but she's got more like maneuverability. Somewhat how RoboCop reminds me a lot of the Terminator, but he's a lot faster. Fujin, he's more original, but he kind of reminds me a little bit of like gameplay-wise, he feels a lot like Noob Saibot. With the kind of like string combos and high speed. Although his is a little more fluid, while Noob's is a little more rigid.
Final round. Fight!
Alright, so back, forward, down.
Fatality.
I'm not sure how I feel about his first fatality. I think it's cool, but like it's not as cool as I was hoping. Like I had a feeling he was gonna have like some really awesome fatalities. I hope his second one. I hope his second one's really cool because his first one felt not as cool to me, at least.
Fujin. Katana.
Ooh, that seems cool. Retrocade. It's one of the new maps they added.
The stories of your mother are true.
Sindel's as foul and cruel as you've heard.
Traits I hope you did not inherit.
Round one. Fight.
Oh, that's a cool background.
Round two. Fight.
I gotta see what the stage fatality for this map is. Because I've tried his base fatality. Ah! Wait, is it 3 or is it 2? I might have accidentally hit 2 instead of 3. I want to take a quick look at something before I continue. I want to see what his, what some of his customizables are. Because in the trailers, they looked like they had some interesting ones. Because RoboCop's customizables are the ones I'm most excited for. Like the, I think it's his gun, his helmet. His guns and his helmet, I know, are the two things you can customize. But I want to see what the other stuff, like what are some of the other design concepts that they have. I'm gonna go to the other one in case it's like that one. But some of the other design concepts they had for like ideas. Some of these seem like there's a lot of creative options here for how you can modify this kind of base design. That's really cool. That looks kind of Orwellian. I like it. That's really cool. That one's awesome. Oh, that's actually one of my, probably the base just plain face one. I wonder if they put any like vintage pistols in. Like if he has like just a traditional like, oh, well, there I stand. Apparently they did add the traditional pistol. I kind of like it, the like more realistic style gun, like the 1911 or the they added like a Glock or something like that, like a traditional like American like police grade pistol. That would be a really interesting addition if they added like a almost like a vintage style design for his firearms. That's one thing I loved about Mortal Kombat 11, just the endless amount of like options for customizing your characters. It can be like outfits, gear. That's one thing I love about this game is like you could just customize your characters to hell and back. And I know it's not like anything that they use like stats wise. I just think it looks cool because I'm someone who's always been like loved that. Although I don't like the like Lego looking like just ones that look like bricks. Like the Emancipator and the Light Cannon. They just look like a bunch of like blocks attached together. I feel like they could have been a little more creative with that, but it's still pretty cool. All around, I really like the three new characters. They're great. Probably if I had to rank them, I'd be going with my top definitely still being Fujin because I like his playstyle, very liquid, very high speed. Then maybe Shiva. I know I'm going to be in the unpopular section, but I actually don't like playing RoboCop that much. He's cool, but he just doesn't feel right. It feels kind of like a hodgepodge of things that aren't supposed to go together. Like, he's not slow enough. He's not tough enough to be like Terminator or Gearus, but he's not fast enough to fit in, to go up against, like, Katana or Scorpion. However, he's still a good character. I do like that they went all historical with Shiva's various helmets designed. I think they're really cool. Same thing with RoboCop. I think that the modifications and customizations are cool. It's not something I would stylistically like, but I imagine there's definitely a group for it and definitely a preference for it. It's just not my preference. If you like it, I have nothing against you. It's just I prefer to play fast-paced characters rather than more tough, slow characters. Shiva, I really like her style. She's got like that mix of like a hybrid combo of strength and speed. Although I wish they could have been a little more creative with her abilities, with the forearms thing. There's a lot of opportunity. But it seems like for the most part they just did like standard issue stuff. I know there's a lot of availability for things they could have done, but I know that this is, you know, a DLC, and I'm not expecting like full-fledged, perfect game coming out of it. I know it's a DLC, an add-on to initial game, not a full standalone game. If it was a full standalone game, my expectations would be a bit higher. But I'm aware this is just an add-on DLC with 3 new characters, maps, and a story mode. This is not a full standalone. If they release Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath as its own game, then my expectations would be significantly higher. But I'm aware that this is just an add-on, and admittedly, I love the characters. I love it. It's a really good add-on. Adds a lot more to the game, a lot different, like a lot more diverse play styles. Because, like, after the initial run of the characters, which I think they could have added a bit more, but I know that's, again, development time, development effort, it's a lot of shit to make, but it took a long time for everything to come out, and I feel like fans, including myself, I don't know if that's everyone, needed more content afterwards. Like, they kind of wished that the NetherRealm had released more, but now we have more, and hopefully this is like a thing that continues and they add even more after this for at least until the next game comes out. So it definitely adds more to the game, and definitely adds a lot more, adds what Mortal Kombat 11 was missing, which is just more variety, which sounds odd with such a high cast of characters, but like comparing, like, I feel like comparing Mortal Kombat 11 to Mortal Kombat X is not fair on Mortal Kombat X's part, because that game is a much smaller scale game. This is a much bigger scale game. This is clearly built with a lot more funding and resources than Mortal Kombat X was. X kinda... honestly, I thought X was kind of trash, but I don't know if I'm in the same camp as everyone, because I'm not aware about the gaming politics of the Mortal Kombat community. However, I did not like X, and I really like 11. Like, I love this game immensely. It's probably got to be at least one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games, and it's been one of my favorite games to play for days, weeks, months. Since the game came out, I've loved it. But like, definitely these characters add a lot more to the game. Like, people were starting to get a little bored running out of content and stuff to do, because like, even for me, and I'm someone who doesn't play that much like story mode or even online. I play a little bit of online, but I'm mostly single player type, and I'm glad that they added a lot more content now with the new characters, new story mode, new maps. It makes the stage fatalities, the friendships. They added a lot that the game like could afford to get. So it definitely makes the game a lot more fun. Like, as like redundant as this is getting, the addition of all this new material has definitely enhanced the game experience. Alright, I'm gonna head back into the game for a little bit. My rant about the game, how good the game is or how bad the game is over now. Although, I still think that this has added a lot to it. Seriously, yeah. Did I download the story for Aftermath? Fuck, I don't know if I did. I'll do that in a bit. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should head into the towers with these characters. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Head off into the towers, because I could classic towers. Also, I want to see what the characters' tower endings are. I'll do warrior. First up, I'm gonna go with my favorite. Fujin. Difficulty.
Chronica might not be finished.
And we must prepare to defend Earthrealm.
Roger that.
Round 1. Fight.
I will not fail.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay, so it's 3 down. This is a circle. So it's a little while closer.
Friends. Fujin wins.
Okay, it loops after a bit.
Yeah, Fatal Infinity wasn't my best work. Were you not focused, Johnny?
How's 3 sheets to the wind?
Round 1. Fight.
I will not fail.
Round 2. Fight.
Wait, there's no stage fatality here? Wait, what maps have stage fatalities and what maps don't? I assume they just added one for every map, or am I wrong? I'm probably wrong.
Do not mistake my absence for malice.
You left us to your brother's dark mercies. Round 1, fight! Fatality. Fujin wins.
Here is a god of wind
And lightning and fire.
Skynet must be informed.
Round 1, fight! Round 2, fight! Fujin wins.
What business would you have with him?
His bad habits long past overdue.
Round one, fight. Fujin wins.
Does not fear Earthrealm's protectors.
Stay in Outworld, and there's no need to.
The Hive has bigger ambitions.
Round one, fight. Round two, fight.
together, we'll kick NetherRealm's ass.
We help turn the tide against Shinnok.
That's a future worth fighting for.
Round one, fight! Round two, fight! Fatality. Fujin wins.
I have been expecting you. Your life, your name, they will be wiped from history. Come, it is time to die.
Round one, fight!
I have been expecting you. Your life, your name, they will be wiped from history. Come, it is time to die.
Round one, fight!
As the new Keeper of Time, I was overwhelmed by my responsibilities. Who was I to design the destinies of mortals? As their protector, I had spent eons safeguarding them. But while I had grown to appreciate mortals deeply, I understood precious little about their daily existence. So I used the hourglass to live hundreds of thousands of lifetimes. Understand the possibilities of realm, race, gender, and faith. Most importantly, I learned the simple joy of ending each day in a warm embrace of family. Humbled by my new wisdom, I bend the arc of history, not to my will, but to the service of those who must live it. While it is beyond my power to guarantee outcomes, I will give mortals the chance to have better, more peaceful lives.
Alright, I think on that note, I'm gonna end it for today. I'll probably come back later tonight and do a second stream. Maybe I'll start playing the story mode, but that's all for now.